I'm back. I know you're not. Hopefully you'll find me in a second. Oh dear, I love technology. Oh, well done, Julie. Hiya. Hi, Chrissy. Dear, oh dear. These things are sent to try me, aren't they? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for finding me. I'll just wait until a few will find you. Hi, Tiggy. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Heather. Hi, Sarah. Glad you're back. More like I'm back with you. God blimey. I don't know what happened. Anyway, let us continue. Okay. So let me just hold on. I'm sure most of you are over on the website anyway, so not paying any attention. Let's just go through again. You didn't lose me, Jill. I lost everybody. Oh, hi, Anne. From where? Oh, blimey. Wangari. I'm sure you don't pronounce it like that, but it sounded good, didn't it? Thank you for finding me again. So the sale is now on. I have got some beautiful cards to show you, so I do want to show you those. So let's just quickly go through. You have got, before we were interrupted, some beautiful foilables from Julie Hickey. So there's some of those on the website. We've got this. Now, I was going to do this as a special sort of thing, but just run out of days. So I've got some of those on a special offer as well. They're a set of nested arches. Look gorgeous with things just like a little flower thing like that. So there's some of those. There's these artisan mosaics. Now, these are beautiful. They are an outer die and then the inner die. And they just, if you have a look on the website, you'll see some samples of these where they've just cut out that pattern and given it like a shabby chic background. It's lovely for a background. So I've got a few of those. I've also got some very pretty papers there. So pop over and have a look at those. And then I've got a couple of dies, which I'm going to show you today. There's also envelopes and loads of dies, Christmas dies, sort of, I have said 40% off, but in actual fact, they are more like 50% or more off. So do go over and have a look at those. Oops, let's just put that down there. So one of the dies, which is on a ridiculously cheap price, that's like 60% off, is one of the paper cuts collection, and it's called Dashing Through the Snow. And I wanted to show you two very quick ways of making some cards with this, and then one other which is like even mega quick than before. So I've taken this die, which comes looking like, got some tape on it already, so let's take the tape off. It's a funny looking die. All of the paper cuts are like this. They cut out in one go. I've noticed that Rudolph's got a little bit of paper stuck in his nose. Let's remove that. They are cut out so that all of the paper cuts is cut out in one go, so you really don't have to do anything with it. And that's what we like, something nice and simple, but also very, very effective. So let me do one way and let me show you how I did it. So I've taken the die. I'm going to make it onto an A5 card base. So that's my A5 card base. And I've already cut out with my A5 or C5 frames, the easy frames. I've cut out a white background with the widest one, and then a midnight blue. You can see that gorgeous sheen. It's all a bit wonky, isn't it? Let's straighten you up. That's better. With the thinner frame, which looks slightly odd at this stage, but all will become clear. And then the piece that came out of here, the waist, I'm going to cut out and use my die on. I'll do that in a second. And then I'm also going to utilise the waste that came out of this piece, which is my midnight blue piece. So basically I need half a sheet of card of blue and half a sheet of card of white, and I'm going to use every single bit of it. So let's see what we're going to do with that. So let's cut this die first. Now, if we look, we've got the leading edges. So there's one here. If you look at that closely, you can see there's one there and there's one there, which determines where the edge of my card is, that type of thing. So I'm going to turn that over, and it doesn't quite reach to the end of this, which is fine, but we will just trim it very slightly. I'm going to bring it down so that it is as close to the edge down the bottom here as I can get away with, and tape that into position. Okay. So I'm going to run it through my machine. I'm still here, even though it's quiet again. So run it through my machine, check on the back, and you can see that it's come out beautifully. And then I'm just going to carefully peel this off. So take the tape off and the tape off of here. Now I'm going to get my pokey tools will be in at the end of the week, so keep your eye out for those. Just push out some of the pieces and then carefully remove my little dashing snow. Then I will grab my scissors. I'll get my little ones. And you can see there that this line is just going to carry on. So all I'm going to do is just snip that. And then I'm going to go to the other side here. And again, this line carries on. And I'm just going to take my scissors and snip that, so that we've now got our dashing through the snow deer. So I'm just going to take out all these little bits here. And that as well. So all those little bits are removed. Let's clear the decks of this. And then I'm going to bring in my my centerpiece that was the midnight blue. And I've cut myself a piece of acetate, which is just a little bit bigger than that piece as well. And I'm just going to put a little bit of tape down the side of it, down here, down the bottom, I should say, of it, just to hold it in place. I'm putting it down the bottom because then this piece is going to go over the top and you won't see where the join is. Okay, so we don't want too much of a noticeable thing. So I'm just going to run that along the bottom of there. Whoops. So a piece of extra sticky double-sided, just to run that along the side. Take that off and stick my acetate, and I'm going to try and find out, that's it, there's a right and a wrong way. So I'm just going to pop that onto there. And I'm going to bring my card in. And that's going to go into the centre of my card. And Rudolph, dashing through the snow, is going to go on a bit of foam in the centre there. So I'm going to use this and stick this straight down to the centre. So it's using all the card that we had, not having to add anything else. Excuse me. Stick that into the centre as much as I can, like so. Pop a little bit of foam onto the back of that, and I'll go with my 3mm, I think. So turn him over, a little bit down that end, whoops, and some more down there, and a little bit which needs to be trimmed to go onto his body there, just to hold that up a little bit. Keep my foam to one side because we'll want that in a second. Take my tape off. I'm not going to put glue on it this time because I want it to really stick to my acetate, and that just might make it just slippery. So I'm going to pop that in the centre, down the bottom there. I'm going to pop my frame together, and then this card, can you believe it or not, will already be done. So it can be as simple as that, or we can step it up a gear and we can do it a little bit more ornate. So let's just finish this one off. Loving the dies that we can just cut out and, well, actually that we can put a frame on, but that is just finished in one. Because as I keep saying now, we're now just a month's time. Well, I think it's 4 weeks, isn't it? Christmas, 4 weeks tomorrow. Just putting a bit of glue onto there. Bring this through. And then just pop my frame. Just need to onto there. And there you go. Dashing Through the Snow Part 1. You don't have to put acetate on the back. You could put some double-sided adhesive sheet and sprinkle glitter all over it. But literally just cut him out in one go, pop him on, and you are done with a very quick card. However, let's step it up a little bit. And very, very simple though, we take another A5 card. And this time I've done all the prep for it. That this time we have cut another piece of white card, a large piece, and hopefully you can just about see that it is twinkling. So this was cut with one of the snowflake, I've forgotten what it was called, but one of the snowflake embossing folder from Spellbinders. We've used it before, and I meant to say about this that I've completely forgotten what it's called now. Glittering snowflakes maybe, or something like that. But on the actual embossing folder, it actually says Geo Quilt, which it's printed on there that one is called Geo Quilt, which it clearly isn't, is it? So you can see that this is twinkling, but I have only twinkled the top bit. So all I did was I took my glue and I put a bit of glue onto a lot of the snowflakes, and then I sprinkled over the glitter, and that was it. I haven't put it down the bottom. So that bit is ready to go onto my card like that. So let's do that whilst I think about it. So that's going to go straight down. That basically, this piece was just the size that the embossing folder is. So it's like a 5x7 or something like that. Haven't actually measured that, just popped it through. So you've got that glittery bit there. This time I've cut our Dashing Through the Snow out of the midnight blue instead of the white. So I've gone the other way round, and he is going to go onto there. Just putting him into position for the moment. And then instead of doing it the other way around, I did it this way around, that the wider C5 frame has been cut from the midnight blue. That's going to go there. And then the narrow one has been cut from the white, and that's going to go there. But I'm not quite finished, because what I then want to do is I want to take this frame, which is the smaller one of the two. Oh, goodness. I'm going to pop it into my stamping platform, right into the corner. I've grabbed myself a very old and not available anymore, but you could use any sentiment for this. But I've grabbed one which was from an old Sentimentally Yours scribbled Christmas sentiments, or Christmas scribbled, and I don't know, something like that. Scribbled Christmas sentiments it was called. And I'm just going to pop that into the corner like that. Close that up and grab hold of it. And then I'm going to take a VersaFine in black. A dark blue would also work nicely as well, because you've got the blue going on in your papers. And then I'm just going to bring that over there and press that down. So you could use any sentiment. Comes out like that. And then I'm going to go for this corner here. So I'm going to turn it around completely. Don't need to move this at all. The beauty of a stamping platform. Pop that in that top corner and do that. I just want to show you another sentiment idea that you could use. So I'm just bringing that over, pressing down, and then you've got your sentiment either side. Particularly lovely sentiment, I will agree. But let me just pop that to one side and just explain to you that if you were to, for example, take this one, we had this one earlier in Christmas, it's called Special Christmas Words, and there was a sentiment here, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So I've just simply grabbed that one sentiment and with a pair of fine scissors, chopped it in half. Get it around the right way in a minute. Chopped it in half so that I could quite happily still pop it together and it's still the one sentiment that it was. But alternatively, I could then place it either side. Let's pretend it was this way around. Let's not pretend. Let's take this one. And it could be like that. So you would simply put your sentiment together like that if you don't have a corner sentiment, but it's easy to do that as well. Okay, so let's just finish off this one. I'm going to very carefully take this because it's probably a bit wet on the old ink. So I'm going to add my white frame, my smaller white frame, to my larger midnight blue one. And again, this is the C5 one. The C5 will, whatever we've got left will be the last lot of the C5s. So if you're thinking of getting one of those, go grab yourself one, because they are now on a limited stock and I won't be bringing those back because, oh my goodness. If you could see what I could see, well, 2024, come on in, I say. We have got some beautiful stuff coming up in 2024. But we've also still got some lovely stuff coming up in 2023. So hang fire. But yeah, just to pre-warn you. So I need to add my little chap here. I'm going to pop some foam on there. And a little bit on his body. Don't want that to show, but a little bit there. A little bit more up there. No one's going to see what you're doing behind here, so it doesn't really matter. Just a little bit of foam, just to make him rise up. But all of this you could put flat. You can even do the frames flat as well. That makes a different look, but it's fine as well. Pop bits on here and put him down the bottom. Now I haven't put foam at the edges here because I've got foam going on with this here as well. So I've just been a bit careful not to do that. Remove the tape from my frame. And that is my second card done. Yes, okay, I did actually dry this off first. Let it set. But there we go. I'll just trim that in because that's gone a bit skew-whiff. Trim a little bit off of there. And then with the sentiments now, we've made that into a very similar looking card, but just by changing that around and adding a sentiment. We could always add a sentiment down here, but you've got two very similar cards, but done in a completely different way. Now I have got one more that I wanted to show you, because I was quite impressed with myself, if you could say that, as to how easy this next one was. If these weren't, well, they were, weren't they? But just to show you that I've got another die and I've got another frame. So I'm going to do the frame first. This time it is 5x7 frame, and it is a white smaller one, so a white narrow one, and it is a silver mirror card at the back. I'm going to actually put my sentiment in the same manner. So I'm just going to grab a piece of, just to get rid of all of that, because I want to make it so that it is a grey colour. I'll take that off for a second, pop that in the corner. So I'm going to do exactly the same, but I'm going to place it, obviously slightly narrower frame itself. Just place that into position like that. And then I'm going to stick that, ink that with smoky grey. So that is this VersaFine smoky grey, but any grey is fine. So if you're going mad all over to the website, which hopefully you are, do bear in mind that I have got to take the time to pack all of this stuff. So it will be going out as soon as possible. But more's the point, because obviously it's been Black Friday and then Cyber Monday, or whatever they call it tomorrow. The post itself will be inundated. So may not, but may take a little bit longer than normal to get through to you. But you will get notification that it's on its way. Did I see something about points? If anyone's, I can't see it, sorry, it's going so fast there. If anyone has got any issues with the points, it's quite simple. You simply need to click on the rewards, that is what you want to take first, and you use them off your thing. If you have had any issues, do drop me a line and I will sort it out for you manually this end. It's not a problem in the slightest. So I've printed that off, and now I'm going to just simply stick that onto here. So I've got my base, and then I'm going to bring in the die, which I've already cut, because I just think that these two things go together beautifully. So the frame gets stuck onto there, turn it over, get my tape. Now, what die am I going to use? It's in the sale. It's not one of mine as such. It's one that I've got, but it's not one that I've designed or anything like that. It's just one that I have got. You can see that we've got our calendar there, and this is the die that we've got. So what I've done is it's one die, and I've simply cut that out of silver mirror card, and I did it a little bit earlier, and all I've done is I've put some silicone glue so that it is just completely see-through in a few places on the back of it. So there, a little bit underneath that one, and a couple of other places there. So I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't see that. It's just not flat on here. It's just slightly bigger. Okay. And then, not doing anything else, all I've done is put that in there, stuck that to the middle of a 5x7 card. And then we will grab our frame, which all I've done here is added the sentiments to, but you don't have to either. You could have a peel off even stuck in the corner. And then this simply goes on the top of your 5x7 card. And we have another Christmas card. Now you could obviously embellish this even more. You could have got an embossed background and then stuck that die straight onto the, or die cut I should say, straight onto the embossed piece, which would look nice as well. But if you're really running out of time and you need some quick batch cards, I don't think that you are going to get much better than this sort of thing, to be honest with you. This and this, quick and easy. Obviously this one bigger, this one smaller. The 5x7s or the C5s are your frames that you need to go with those, and just finishes it off, doesn't it? So just having a look at another message. If anyone has suddenly gone back on to get a die but has already placed an order, then by all means I will refund your less than £10 postage, because of course if you have done 2 orders but they've been separately, I will sort that out. So I will sort out anything that I possibly can, but do message if needed to. Okay, so we got 3 little cards, all made with real ease. So hopefully, well, it's shining too much on there. Hold on, let's bring that. Oh no, it's all shining there as well, but it's shiny. That's probably why it's shining. So thank you very much for joining me today. I will be back on Wednesday. Couple of things in mind that I'm going to share with you, but it really depends on what stock arrives when. Next weekend we have got Sunday the 3rd of December, and there will be a launch of 2 more new frames. So the last of the ordinary sizes, shapes, I should say, really, and we're going for 2 different sizes in them. So that's next Sunday, December the 3rd. Do put that in your diary, because we want to be able to, I'm going to bring that forward to do that then, rather than the last kit of the year, because we need to be able to get them out to you, possibly for Christmas presents. And then the following week will be the kit. So we've just reversed the dates for then. Okay, so there you go. Enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget, if there's any bargains left, pop over and get them. They are, as I said, absolutely limited. So when it's gone, it is gone. Okay, take care till then, and I will see you very soon. Bye.